Reconstitution class. I'm loving this, by the way, Reconstitution, because it appeals to me. For those of you who don't even have a whiff of an idea, I think most people who are watching this would know what a Constitution class starship is. My favorite. And then my favorite Constitution class starship is not Constellation, by the way, you Trekkies who keep on saying it's Constellation because the Constellation was 1017. It's not the Constellation. Constitution, 1700. Very first ship of the line. Now, there's canon, and then there's people who talk about whatever. They say the Constitution was the first ship of the line, but the Enterprise was done first, 1701. Whatever, doesn't matter. I think all those little minutiae details are kind of cute, sporadically and whatever, but the Enterprise is a Constitution class starship, the original series Constitution. And if you need any further evidence, watch Star Trek 6, which is my favorite. 2 is good, but 6 is good Star Trek. We can get into that conversation later. But Scotty's looking at the blueprints on that in the next gen meeting room, but not supposed to be. And it says Constitution class. Call it what you want. I'm not a gatekeeper, but it's Constitution. So this is the reconstitution of the classic space set. So they keep on finding, or any set that I keep on finding that I want to reconstitute. And that's where the reconstitution class videos come in. And this was one of the main ones that I saw when I first opened the box at the garage sale last weekend. The 6971. Fantastic. I love this set. And you might have remembered me telling the stories when I did the review of the set. And other times I always talk about the story about me going downtown Hamilton on my bicycle, my 10-speed, to grab this one from the store down there and driving it all the way back home on my bicycle right in the handlebars. It is seriously one of my favorite sets of all time. Now, I mentioned in the base category, when you actually have base plates involved, there's relatively few bases out there in the classic space, or from 1978 to 1999. You have the command center 926, you have the beta 1 6970, you have this one 6971, then you got the message intercept base, Futuron, the monorail, I classified as a base, and it came with a few other ones with base plates that were okay. Because like I'm making Dave happy by saying Futuron was okay. Not bad. Best message intercept base is, like, I would say peak. But for classic space, this one's the best. I liked it better than the beta one. I liked it better in the command center. It was a couple years later, obviously, and it's a little more detailed, a little less, whatever. But so when I saw in the bin that it had most of the pieces for the 6971, I was excited. It did not come with the base plates, so the base plates came out of my collection, and then again, I won't even notice that they're gone. Not to brag about that. I got about, besides the base plates, I had to grab about 20 pieces out of, I think 319, I think I read when I was building it, 20 pieces from my collection. What's not here right now are the hoses. I haven't, there was no hoses in the collection, and I have the hoses. I didn't bother looking for them. They're over there somewhere. I don't care. At this point, I don't care. The other thing that is a deficiency is that it came with one trans-red shield, and I grabbed another trans-red shield from my collection, the last good one I have, and I grabbed the broken trans-red shield that has no handle on it. So that's 3, and this thing requires 4. So this thing requires 4 trans-red shields. I have 2 good ones, one that came in a lot, one that I had as a spare, and 1 broken one, so it's missing one right here. But other than that, and the hose, everything else is here. Everything else is, again, minifigs are excluded when I'm doing these reconstitutions for now. I'm not going to do another review on it. You can go back and check my reviews on the 6971. It is a fantastic, fantastic set. I like it a lot. It has some really nifty parts to it. Not too many basic pieces. A lot of really cool parts. And the 45 windows, lots of them, like 8. which is also really handy. Now, it did come with the original windows that came in the 924 and the Mobile Lab and a few other sets. But no glass in them. Is the one, to me, it's a deficiency. They didn't put the glass in. I think they didn't put the glass in because they got this gap between the two, this 2x gap. They could have put something else there. But the glass, I mean, they put the glass here, but they didn't put the glass in these 45s, and they didn't put the glass in these 4x3 windows. Whatever. Maybe it looked too much like a greenhouse. I don't know. So, but I'm happy to reconstitute it. It is a fine set. The glass that came in the lot, very, very nice. Like you can see, it's translucent or transparent, not so, no scratched enough to be translucent. Hardly any scratches. Very, very nice glass. Even on these windows here that I'm going to build in the Mobile Lab. Not the Mobile Lab, the all-terrain vehicle. The glass is very nice. Now, the pieces, some of the pieces were little more, I won't say yellowed, I don't mind the yellow, a little more dented than I would appreciate, but then again, beggars can't be choosers. You get what you get. Overall, the pieces were good, but every once in a while you come across a piece that was not necessarily dog tune. I've had a few of those I mentioned, but still pretty beat up, and they just go in the bin of doom. The bin of doom is getting full, Janie. Come to you soon. The other thing is very, very yellowed on some of these pieces. You can see yellow there, and these guys, and even on the cone, very, very yellowed. The blue, some of the pieces are yellowed. You can see the difference between here and here. I'm not going to bring that over, but the 1x8s were pretty yellowed. I think that's because they're older. They probably didn't come in this lot. The base plate, I mean the 6x10s, fantastic. The 2x16, really nice. The window frames, very, very nice, not yellowed at all. I did have to grab a few of these pseudo wing plates. I only found one or two in the lot. And this thing requires 2, 4, 6. So I had to grab those from. Also, my voice is gone. Excuse me. 9 of the 10 supports were in the lot, which is exceedingly happy for me. 9 out of 10. I only had to grab 1, which was bravo, because these things are really cool. I've always loved these support stands. Always loved them. All the 1x8 tiles were in the lot. Most of the some of the trans pieces were not. I didn't have the yellow 1x2. I had to get that out of my collection. The 6x6s, the trans yellow, I had to get out of my collection. But the 4x10 was in the lot. But of course, in the lot was also either a 924 or 928. Not sure which. But that could have been from that, or it could have been from this. Doesn't matter. Just one I built. The 924 and the 928, I found some more pieces and some more pieces, but not a lot to differentiate between the two. So I still don't know, and there's not a lot of other pieces that are indicative to which way I'm going to come down on it. And I'm not really, I think I'm just going to roll those into the collection, because in the end, as I mentioned, I used up all my great, so it's nice to have some more spares. I was going to build as I said, the Mobile Lab, but I only have one of these in the lot. I have the other one that I removed from my walker, but it's really faded and really yellowed. And as well, I do not have a 1x3x6 canopy, not canopy, one of these things in light green or trans green. Don't have one at all in my entire collection. I've built 3 or 4 Mobile Labs, and that's used them all up. So I'm not going to bother building the Mobile Lab. It's a cool set to build. I'm also not going to bother building the FX Star Patroller, because again, I do have some pieces for the FX Star Patroller, including where is it? Somewhere over here. This guy here. But I have as I mentioned earlier, none of these. These are spares that I got from a Bricklink order, and they're for my other FX Star Patroller that's already built. So that means I would have to order 3 more just to do that part. I'm not even sure about the rest of the pieces. I have no more 2x2 blue slopes with black stripes on it, which I think I need for the FX, and also the blah blah blah. There's a lot of pieces that are missing for me to build the FX Star Patroller. But I got one mobile, sorry, this one here, robot command center, and I got this guy built. And I am gonna build the all-terrain vehicle, just cause. And this lot did come with all the windows, which is utterly fantastic, and one of these things. So I have pretty good confidence I'm gonna have 90 to 95% of the all-terrain vehicle in there, more than the last lot that I got. But the other thing I want that I'm really tempted to do right now, this video is going to drop when I'm at Brickomania, but I'm really tempted to pack this one up, bring it to Brickomania for the garage sale, as it is, and reduce the price because it's missing the hoses and the 2 trans red dishes and the minifigs. But I'm really tempted to do that, to quote unquote recoup. I like buying lots and then selling something to recoup the cost of the lot. I don't know what a 6971 is going for on Bricklink right now. I really don't. I might look it up later. But I would price this thing at below the lowest price of a 6971 that's on Bricklink right now. And I think that would recoup most of the cost of the entire lot. I also was seriously debating about bringing one of these robot command centers and putting in the garage sale, because I just got 2 in the matter of 2 weeks. I am vacillating about wanting to do the big show with all my classic space sets. I'm actually getting to the point now where that seems to be too much of a burden for me. I'm thinking about it too much. If I'm thinking about something too much, then it's probably not going to happen, and I just might start selling now. But I'm going to make that decision between now and Wednesday, which is the day you're going to be seeing this. Maybe, again, I get a little mixed up on maybe this will be dropped Thursday, I don't know. But I am debating whether or not I'm going to bring some sets to sell at Brickomania to start and quote unquote recoup the cost of these lots that I've been getting. The last lot that I got, I sold the 6985 for the cost of the lot, or just slightly more than the cost of the lot. So the rest of the pieces, quote unquote, are free to me. And this lot was $100, and I don't mind selling both of these and making some money back. So because this hobby has to start paying for itself, it's gone along too far. But the other thing is, of course, it's classic space. Do I want to sell classic space, or do I want to say I have a lot of castles? I mean, I even have the spare yellow castle right now. Do I want to bring that? So I'm debating on that stuff. So this is what I'm thinking about. But in the end,
honey, can you come up to Grandma's room, please?
And I gotta go. So I will upload this video as it is, nice and short. I will talk to everybody soon. It's after 11 o'clock, and it is my bedtime, and family needs me. So you guys all stay safe, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.